Persaud, and I'm a second-year mentee at Girls Right Now. I can't speak for all of us, but most of us have tried to hide a particular part of ourselves. This was inspired by the realization that there is no reason to be ashamed. Generation F is the time of being fearless when accepting ourselves, flaws and all. This piece explains when I learned that. This is, oh, look what I did to myself. I used to have this idea that I was meant to please others, to always be kind, to never project anger, because when I showed how frustrated I was, how hurt I was, I got shut down from the strangers that passed me on the streets and the loved ones that were supposed to love me unconditionally. It wasn't right for me to express such negativity openly. It was out of character. Character. It sounds funny when I say it out loud. It almost seems as if I'm rehearsing my lines for my role in a one-woman show. Instead, I decided to keep my anger in for just me to see, because it was wrong for me to put that kind of burden on others. Neutral is nice, and nice is neutral. The best way to keep everyone happy is to keep quiet about the way I felt, to suffer in silence. But I think deep down, I'm always just a little bit angry. Angry about the way some boys think being nice could get them anywhere. Angry about the grown men that harassed me when I was just 9 years old. Angry that I couldn't find anyone who understood me. And angry that I was the one who did this to myself. Because while the role was handed to me long before I understood what it meant, I was the one who kept up the act. So who was the one who handed me the script? This is something that I've thought long and hard about, and I've come to realize that it was just a little bit of everyone and a little bit of everything. It was the unspoken rule that women were always supposed to be compliant, and it was the female protagonists who let others walk all over her without saying anything. And that was heroic to everyone. That's what I thought I had to be like in order to have a happy ending. But there comes a point when you just have to break character, because the cracks in your facade only seem to get bigger, and you realize that you don't even know who you are anymore as your truths and your lies get tangled together. Everyone around you has learned to take your kindness as weakness. I remember going to dance class when I was a little girl. I wanted to be a ballerina because I thought they were the most gracious beings I'd ever seen. And they were. But that dream quickly faded when my dance teacher took off her shoes to show us the blood that stained the insides where her toes were. I think that was the day that I realized there was a price to pay for holding it all together, for being what everyone wanted to see. That was the day I realized with elegance came great pain. I've learned that once you stop laying on the floor as the doormat for others to keep their shoes on, they don't want to enter the house anymore. And once you've learned to value all that you are, they decide that you just aren't worth it anymore. But I've found solace in being true to myself. I used to have this idea that I was meant to please others, but I think it's time that I start being kind to myself and start pleasing myself. Thank you.